Hewitt motions out for the Cardinal. Their first pass of the game. Throw it downfield, and it is caught at the 30-yard line by Michael Rector, one of the speedsters who steps up, so they went right at the corner.
Now this is the matchup that everybody wanted to see. Could Hogan take advantage of some outside one-on-one coverage? This is going to be a big part of this game. Michigan State literally begs you to take some chances, and Michael Rector, he's averaging 32 yards a reception this year. He only has 12 catches on the year, but he's been a big play receiver for the Cardinals.
Is one of the most amazing statistics of the year. This Stanford offensive line has been called for only 2 holding calls all season. That's right, only 2 holding calls. Hard to believe. And now Hogan goes out. They go back to the Wildcat, and here comes Gaffney, and the Michigan State Spartans were ready for it. They throw him back in the end zone, looking for the safety call. But he was forward progress is going to be marked at about the 1-yard line. Kyler Ellsworth, who replaced Max Bulla, he read that play perfectly as soon as Hogan motioned out.
Brent, it's amazing. They prep this. As soon as Hogan gets out of there, there's an alert to the Michigan State defense. He gets out of there. Look at this guy. They completely leave Ty Montgomery alone. Look at Ty Montgomery. He has nobody on him. Tyler Gaffney's a former baseball player. He could have just pitched it out there to Ty Montgomery. He might have gone 95 yards. The guy over Montgomery came down to help out and run support.
Now second down for the Cardinal, backed up to the 1. Gaffney gets a handoff, and he gets out to about the 4-yard line, and that's going to set up 3rd and long. David Shaw calls the plays for Stanford. You can see him over there now looking at the play chart, and here comes the signal now to Hogan as to what he wants to do here with 3:30 remaining in the first half.
And at 3rd and 14, this is where you have to be very, very selective and careful. He has such a big board to choose from. He better make a wise decision on his own 5-yard line, and momentum kind of in the swing of going in favor of Michigan State. It's a big 3rd down.
They're going to show pistol. Mesh point a little bit quicker if they're just trying to. Now he's up under center. Backs up into the end zone, has time, deep down that side, out of bounds, and the Cardinal forced to punt from their own end zone.
A rare case of seeing Michigan State play man underneath and actually have a safety over the top. R.J. Williamson was over the top of Waynes that time to help him out. Usually you see these corners on an island with nobody back behind there, but on 3rd and 14, you have Waynes out there, but you see 26 coming over there to try to help him out.
So here is Gaffney back in as the running back, and now he's a protector for Hogan. Hogan going to go deep. And a reaching catch, but an interception by Waynes. Oh my, what a play by Trey Waynes from Kenosha, Wisconsin. He took it away from Rector.
You see why they have such confidence? You see why they play press man coverage? They have such confidence in Waynes on one side, Denard on the other. They beg you to take these chances. The ball actually goes through the hands of Michael Rector. It looked like he had both hands on the football. He goes up, high points the ball. It goes through his hands, and Waynes just takes it away from him for the big turnover.
And Hogan was trying to fly in that no-fly zone of the Michigan State Spartans.
Expect pressure for Michigan State's linebackers and safeties here.
And they will continue to try to run the ball, and Gaffney is eaten up on this play. What'd you think of that call, Herbie? Danico's Allen again, and timeout. That's the last timeout for Stanford.
And how about Kyler Ellsworth getting in there, the senior former walk-on who's in there for Max Bulla. He's been playing a lot of football tonight trying to defend this run. 41 right in the middle of this, gets off of a block and runs right into the middle of the trenches and hits Tyler Gaffney and pushes it back. You see a lot of green jerseys, but I'm with you. Interesting call there on 3rd down and short.
A little reminder coming up after the game, stay tuned for the Ford BCS postgame show. So it has come down to this 4th down. 1:48 on the clock. And Stanford, for the game, has 305 yards to Michigan State's 403. It has been tough going. And now the Cardinal needs a yard to stay alive in the 100th edition of the Rose Bowl game.
Good against good. The big offensive line and Tyler Gaffney in that jumbo set against that Michigan State defense. It's as good as there is in America defending the run. Mark D'Antonio Brent will call a timeout.
Took a look at the set. Now remember, without Max Bulla out there as his middle linebacker, it is much easier if the coaching staff communicates directly with this defense rather than flashing signals. You saw the defensive coordinator down on the field, and it's much easier to tell them what to do. The one thing that you miss with a Max Bulla is being a quarterback out there on the field defensively. They don't have it. So keeping a couple of timeouts, D'Antonio and Narduzzi use one right now, and you can see the defensive coordinator in the middle of that huddle, and D'Antonio is listening to every word. He played defensive back at South Carolina. He was a defensive coordinator at Ohio State for Jim Tressel when they won a national championship. Man knows defense. 4th down and 1 now for the Cardinal. Fullback right straight ahead, and the Spartans say didn't get it. Michigan State will take over on the 34-yard line. Kyler Ellsworth, one of the Mike linebackers who replaced Bulla here today. He's in on this play. How about that for the youngster who came to Michigan State as a walk-on originally? In the biggest game of his career, he did not go with the team to the off-the-field functions except the ones that they were required to. He studied film all week long, and now he comes up with a huge play.
Interesting that they go with the lead back, the fullback Hewitt, instead of going with the big tailback. The lead blockers leading the way for Gaffney, but instead they try to sneak in a quick dive play to Ryan Hewitt. Did not catch Michigan State off guard. Ellsworth elevates, and how fitting that Harris is involved there as well to make that play, and they will review it just to confirm the spot.
That's about as much emotion as I have ever, and I mean ever, seen D'Antonio show. So they will review the spot on this play, as they should with a play this important. It'll go upstairs now, and they'll take a look at it as Hewitt. And it looks to me like he was stopped before he could even get close to it.
At that point, the play's dead. Then he just keeps pushing and pushing and pushing. But that initial surge, he is stoned short of the 1st down. Look at how fitting is that. Harris